Hey, what's going on, guys? Austin back here with another video. It's been a minute since we filmed the video here, but we're going to film one today. So a lot has corresponded since I last filmed. My truck messed up, had to get that fixed. We got a new puppy. Let's see, I fished a tournament and getting ready to fish another tournament. So let's go ahead and get into it. I still haven't got any new rods yet. I still haven't been able to afford to upgrade my arsenal yet. So still got the rods I had. But let's talk about that tournament I mentioned. So me and my buddy, Seth Willis, we fished it because Ethan, he had other plans. But me and Seth fished it. It was on Cumberland at a Conley Bottom. It was the Fishing for Mission tournament. And we were the very last boat to register, I do believe, at least. And pretty much went out there, caught a few, had one that kept, and had to fish on to win the stupid thing. But unfortunately, they got off on us and just couldn't do it. So we didn't win no money, didn't get no check. That tournament, which is all right, it was just something that could not be helped. Me and him both laid it all on the line out there that day. I burnt over a tank and a half of gas. Is this one of them things that could not be helped? There's nothing you could have done, nothing you could have said, or anything. It just happened. So, nonetheless, not going to cry about that. Going to pick ourselves up. Going to fish this next tournament here. This coming Saturday, it is the 25th of November, and it is going to be on the home pond here. It's going to be on Laurel River Lake. So I will be doing a review on that, how that went, everything like that. I'm fishing it with a few younger gentlemen, and hopefully we can go and sack them. It is a $100 entry fee. It is 3 people to a boat. So even if you are not old enough to drive your boat, like my crew is going to be high schoolers, then you can still fish this tournament because you can have 3 in the boat. Now, shockingly, you can have 3 actively fishing in the boat as well. So that really goes to help out a lot and teach more of the high school generation a lot. Because yes, you all are in the boat with your adult, but the adult can't really show you much. He or she can tell you, but actions speak louder than words. So y'all are going to see me rig up here, and I'm just getting ready for that tournament. We are going to go pre-fish it Friday the 24th. I am aware it's Thanksgiving weekend, but the fish don't care. Fall time can be a great time to catch fish, or it can be a really, really difficult and challenging time of the year. For me, it's always been hit or miss. I either really, really catch them or I really, really struggle. Hopefully in this tournament, we can really, really, really catch them. So I'm just going to grab a few things here and let's see. Laurel Lake's going to be clear. There we go. No, I'm going to drop shot that. Y'all never do see me drop shot, but I'm actually going to drop shots on this tournament. See how I do. I ain't done it in forever. I say I'm probably awful at it, but we're gonna go out there and give it all we can do. So if you all do decide to fish this tournament, it is going out of Marsh Branch, and it does go to help the North Laurel Bass team. First place does pay out $1,000, which I ain't doing it for that. I'm doing it to help my old school, because that's where I went to school, was North. Man, this hook is acting funky, and I don't like it. Either that or I done forgot how to put a bait on a hook, and I know that ain't the case because I went pond fishing yesterday. My boat ain't hit the water. I'm just now charging my batteries since October 20-something. That last day we went and fished that Cumberland tournament was the last time my boat seen water. So I'm just now charging my batteries up to keep them from going dead. I'm getting ready to winterize my boat, so although we aren't going to quit fishing, we're just going to winterize it and take safety precautions and stuff. All right, so first little bait here is something I hope I don't end up having to pick up. If I do, it's all right. It's just going to be the little old weedless Ned rig. So right there it is. I know it's not nowhere near straight. I'm not worrying about that right now. I'm just trying to get my crap on. That way I'll be ready for pre-fishing Friday. It ain't necessarily about catching them Friday. I'm sure it will be a few fish caught. Friday's us finding something to generate some bites. So there's the Ned rig. All right, and I do apologize. I know these rods is crazy and everything. It's just because I've been pond fishing. So, all right, so we're actually going to tie that back on, but we're going to tie that on a different rod. So I need to find my, here we go, my spray rock crawlers and wiggle warts. So normally I throw a rock crawler 90% of the time, but come on, let's get off that. But normally, like I said, normally I will throw a rock crawler 90% of the time if I am going to be throwing a crankbait. But I was at my local Walmart here in London, and I found these little wiggle warts here. And I figured, well, no one else is going to be throwing them because everyone's just like me. They throw them rock crawlers and hardly put it down. So I realize it is a few people out there that still throws a wiggle wart. If you do, give me some tips, because I just been fishing it and putting it in places I would my rock crawler. So if y'all have any tips for me, let me know in the comments. But this right here is just going to be the crankbait for me, which is a wiggle wart. Throwing it on my loose popping stick and this Cast King reel, which is easy to backlash, but will bomb baits a mile. So hopefully we can go and catch one on this. That hook's been out and I don't know why, so we're just gonna bend it back in here. Perfect. All right, so wiggle wart. Also, I'm gonna be doing a video on co-angling and everything like that, and actually talk to y'all about some offers I've had and everything like that, and some tips to go along with it. Just 1 second. Alright, so my woman's been going pond fishing with me. That's why this KVD 1.5 is on. It's caught more fish in the last week and a half than it has its entire life, because I don't throw these hardly at all. But alright, so shaky head. Nonetheless, I am going to be fishing this tournament as a co-angler. Reason why I said co-angler is because we're not taking my boat. We are taking, I believe, Hunter's boat. He has a little tracker with a 90 on it, I believe. Easy on gas. He has that live scope, so that'll help us, I hope. He's pretty good at that. But the reason why we are doing that is because, like you all know, I run 0 graphs on. That donkey decided to talk now. You done there, buddy? You done, Frank? Thank you. But we are going to be taking his boat. So I'm going to keep what I take kind of to a minimum, especially for pre-fishing. I mean, pre-fishing, it's just going to be me and him in the boat. But come tournament day, it's going to be me, him, and another gentleman that I know in his boat. So I'm going to take minimum stuff, maybe 4 or 5 rods. And I'll take my backpack. That way I ain't taking a boat full of stuff to put in his boat. Always be mindful of space and also their boat. So with me and Ethan, it's different with me and him, because me and him, we take a crap ton of crap when me and him fish together. I think it's been days he's had 8 or 9 rods in the boat, in my boat. It's been days I've had 12 or 15 rods in his boat. But always be mindful of it. I always like to ask, like, hey, how much stuff do you prefer me to bring? Like, if you want me to bring a little bit extra, I can. And if you want me to keep it to a minimum, I can. And normally, what they say is bring as much stuff as you need. But still, in that case, just be mindful of it, guys. Don't go out to your garage or your building or your boat and pick up 15 different rods and take all your tackle that's in your boat. Just don't do it. Alright, so y'all seen the weedless Ned rig, the wiggle wart. Here's a shaky head. Poor boy jig shaky head, 1/4 ounce. And then we have the Kitech. This is us a little swim bait. Poor boy jigs, 1/4 ounce, double ring round ball swim bait head. Get you some. Alright, so right here we have the Poor Boy Jigs Orange Crush. Orange soda, orange crush, same thing. With the little watermelon zoom finesse worm that's getting cut off. And this here is actually a reel that I bought dirt cheap just because I needed an extra reel. It is a round face reel. Y'all seen a review on that already. But what I use it for, chuck an Alabama rig, or my favorite is to crank with it, deep crank with it. So my, whatever this is the Lucky Craft Flat CBD 20 for finesse cranking. 6XD, 8XD, everything like that. That's normally what I use that for. So we are just going to tie on this crankbait just because I want to see if I tie this on, and then if I tie on a 6XD or an 8XD later on in the day, see if they even hit a crankbait or see if it's that big of a difference. I know one says finesse cranking, etc. But oversized crankbait to me is oversized crankbait. And I know that sounds ignorant, but I don't crank enough to be able to really tell a difference. Like Tactical Bass, and I've been watching them, like every day they crank. And I'm just like, oh my God, I couldn't do it. Also, some tips for co-angling. Take rods that you can do multiple applications with. So, for example, this one here, I can throw a jig on, I can throw a crankbait on, I can throw a buzzbait, I can throw a whopper plopper, I can throw an Alabama rig if I have to. It's just so many things that I can do with it. As for this, it's about the same thing. I could throw a crankbait on it, but I don't. This is more of a buzzbait, heavy spinnerbait, maybe an Alabama rig. Speaking of an Alabama rig, I need to get mine out of the house because I'm going to be throwing an Alabama rig. But for now, we're just going to tie on this Poor Boy Jigs orange soda Arky head jig and a 1/2 ounce. Also, if y'all are looking for Poor Boy jigs, I'm going to be selling my jig box just to get my new stuff in for next year. That way I can make it and have room. The box will come with it. I'm not going to put any thing else like paint. Like if the paint's off of a head, I'm sorry, I'm not going to repaint that jig. That's why it's going to be the price it is. I do need to count them and figure out a price. I will put them on Facebook if y'all are already interested, just DM me. Or leave it in the comments so that way I shall know. But it is going to be up for grabs. So we got the deep crank, we got the medium sized crank, which is the wiggle wart, we got the swim bait, we got the jig, we got the shaky head, and the weedless Ned rig. Alright, so these next few rods will be simple. I done known what I'm going to put on them. I may change them here later on, but as of now, this is how they will set up. We got our little spinner bait there. Also, if you do this with your rods, grab your line and just start twisting it. It really does eliminate how much tangles you get, how many tangles you get. So that would be something to keep in mind. This right here is honestly one of the best little cheaper reels I've used. I don't even know if they still make it. It's the Jason Christie Speed Spool by Luz. It's the laser. I threw anything from buzz baits on it to like this, little finesse jigs, to spinner baits, to shaky heads, just whatever I need it to throw on it, I've done so. So now we need a surface bait on, just in case they come up to it. I highly doubt it. I say I'll put like a little finesse application on there. But let's see, should we throw the Rico or should we throw the skimmer? Well, if I can ever get it undone here. Alright, buddy. We are getting ready to get you. There went the whopper plopper. Alright. What is this? Throw this right here. It's got a split ring going. I know for a fact these have split rings on them. As many of them as I've used and as many of them as I've lost, they for sure have a split ring on them. But I could be wrong. So we're going to try it without the split ring. And then if it ain't working right, then we will add a split ring. On the boat. Yeah, it for sure has a split ring on it. And I know that for a fact. But we're not going to get too hung up on this top water. Just not going to actually. So we got this us to hit early morning with. I haven't been down here in quite a while, so I have no idea what to anticipate from the fish, what they're going to be doing, how they're going to eat, how deep they are, water temp, or any of that. I do know that the lake does stay clear 9 times out of 10, so that's kind of what we're banking on. And we're going to go Friday just to check things out. Alright, so we got our little drop shot rig over there, on here. We are going to do something not a lot of people would do this time of year, and that's just because it takes so slow getting down there. And that is going to be a wacky rig. But it's not just any wacky rig. We're going to take a jig head and we're going to wacky rig that worm on that jig head. So give me just 1 second here and I'll show you. If I never get this handle back on here. Man, we're just gonna do it like this. I never have as much trouble. Alright, we're just gonna put this cap on here and then do it. There we go. So, take 1/4 ounce jig head and just a finesse worm, wacky rig it, and you will catch some fish. What in the world's that drag so tight? Alright. So although I am rigging up a bunch of rods, this is us for pre-fishing. I will not take this many come tournament day. This I actually have an idea for, so I'm going to set this over here. And then this one here is going to be the drop shot rod. I know nothing about drop shotting, so. If y'all have any tips, techniques for me, please let me know. I used to drop shot, never was good at it because it took electronics to do so, which I had electronics, I just never learned how to read them. But when I drop shot it, I would just go down a bank, throw it like I would a Texas rig and work it. Which I know that is not how to do so, but like I said, I never did learn how to do it with the technology of graphs. Tighten that reel seat back down. Alright, so we're just gonna pull out a long leader, I guess. Here, cut that. Like I said, it's been forever, so I may tie it wrong 4 or 5 times before I'm just like, oh, okay. So we are going to try this first. And if drop shotting is actually something y'all do often to catch big fish, let me know down there in the comments. If I am truly missing out on something. Or not. Alright, so we're going to do that. And then we're going to tie this in here. And also let me know what rod and reel and line y'all use. I know a lot of people throw braid to leader. That's what I've been seeing the pros do, like Kevin Van Dam, Mike Iaconelli, Edwin Evers, and all them. Octafo, Fletcher. I was watching Major League Fishing last night and watched Fletcher Schrock do it. So if this is something that I seriously need to get my butt in gear over and learn, let me know. Alright, so we're just going to do this right here. Pull it up in there. So we are going to go out and go back in. Alright, so then for the drop shot presentation, we're going to do the Big Bite Baits Smallie Smasher. Alright, so that right there is what we got. Smallie Smasher, a little weight there. This here is 6-pound line, so I should be good. I'm hoping at least. We're gonna hook you up here. And then drop our weight down through there. Alright, if this is not a good way to store a drop shot, please let me know as well. Because I have no idea what I'm doing, and I feel like that is wrong. I'll admit when I don't know what I'm doing, and this is one of them cases. I know y'all watch me to learn about fishing, but it is some techniques I have yet to learn and master. The drop shot is definitely one of them. So, and there you go, guys. We have got all but one rod ready. This rod I actually got to work on, so there you go. I know it's been long. It's been 33 long minutes at this point. But thank you all for watching the raw cut footage of me just pretty much entertaining you guys, talking and giving y'all an update on life and surprise. So the ones that does the commenting, the ones that likes this video and subscribes will be entered into a giveaway. So who don't like giveaways? That's the ones that made it this far. So thank y'all for watching this video. Y'all be sure to have a good day, do something nice for somebody, and give God all the glory, please. That is the only way that we can continue to do what we love to do each and every day. Thank y'all, and have a good rest of your day. Boom.